Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. In a little bit I'm going to be planting this purple lovegrass and we'll go over some of the attributes. But first I want to tell you a little bit about our injured runner duck, Eve. If you've been following the channel, you'll know that she was stepped on by a horse about a month ago, and she's recuperating, but for some reason she's holding her foot up right now. She had her foot broken really bad. We had it bandaged up. She was bleeding real bad, and we nursed her back to health. She's been recuperating out in our addition that I'm working on. She's kind of in the way out there. Then, when the weather got a little better, we moved her out here. We move her out here during the day and then bring her back in at night. And we're going to do that until it dries up a little bit outside. But this is the first time I've ever seen her standing on one foot like that. I don't know why that is. I'm guessing maybe it still hurts or something. It was broken pretty bad, but she's been getting around really good. And she doesn't act sick at all. It's healed up and everything. So I don't know what's up with that. Maybe she hurt herself flying up here and shitting all over my stuff. You can see a big one there, big one here, and she knocked the cover off and dumped that one in there. And here's the cover over here. We did not think that she'd mess with the plants at all if we put her out here. And it looks like that might not be the case. These are my Prairie drop seed. I got a video about that. I planted them, 3-4 days ago. I don't think she did much harm. I better get that poop out of there. That might do a little harm. But if she's going to be flying around in here, they don't do much flying. They're called runner ducks because they stay on the ground. And when something spooks them, for the most part, they just run away. Yeah, you can see she's walking fine on it. So it must just get sore every once in a while. Okay, whatever. Enough duck talk. It is time to plant the lovegrass. This is my purple lovegrass seed. I harvested this in the fall from the stuff I planted last year. Purple lovegrass is a warm season prairie grass that grows really good in like disturbed areas, but in nature it will grow mostly in like gravel or rock outcroppings and stuff. It doesn't need or want a really rich soil. It prefers sandy, gravelly soil. So I'm using it to plant all along the road right into the gravel. And it tolerates salt very well. They use very, very little salt around here, just a touch here and there when we have an ice storm, but they still use salt once in a while. So it doesn't mind salt. It likes gravel/sand, and it likes full sun. And I have all of that along the road there. And on top of that, it is drought resistant and deer don't like it. So it's a really nice plant to have around. And the edge of a road like that is the perfect place to plant it. So in nature, this is a short-lived warm season perennial. So warm season means it's not going to green up until after your other grass. It'll just look like it's dead. A lot of times you'll go out and burn the last year's tops on it, and I'm probably not going to do that. I'm probably just going to cut them off because I don't know how well it responds to burning, and I don't have that many growing yet. This will make it a lot. I believe I bought this 2 batches of 500 seeds, which is a tiny little corner like that. And it was, I forget what it was, $7 or something like that. This is about $100 worth of seed right here. So what I'm going to do with this is get, I'm not sure which flats, I'm probably going to do 2 of these because I have 3 of them. 2 of these and 2 of these. These are 38s, these are 72s. I always have to look for some reason. These, oh, that's not it. They're marked somewhere on, yeah, here it is, 72. And I'm pretty sure these are 38. So I'm going to do 2 of these and 2 of these, and then the rest of it, if you are going to sow the seeds directly into the soil or gravel, as I'm going to do with all the rest of this seed, you need to do it in late winter is what they recommend. And again, with recommendations, I have no idea where the people that recommended that live, and I really don't have time to ask. A lot of times I'll find out on posts or something in forums, and the post could be from like 2003 or something, and you never know if them people are even around anymore. So, but what I've read is that because these want a little bit of stratification, it's best to plant the seed out in just late winter, like within the next couple weeks, so they get the full advantage of all the spring rains and stuff. And these seeds cannot be covered. So what I have to do is get all of the cells pressed down a little bit. Then I will sprinkle a little bit of seeds on the top of each one. I'm going to use this. Hopefully it works well with these seeds. And you just tap it as you go. And then once I have the trays filled, I'm going to moisten it up, and I'm just going to add a real light dusting. Where is that? A real light dusting of the fine vermiculite like I did in these. Then I'm going to put them over on that heat mat over there, and I'm not going to turn the heat mat on for, oh, I don't know, I might not turn it on at all, because it sounds like these will benefit from the coolness. I might wait until they sprout before I turn it on, or not turn the heat mat on at all. I will definitely use the heat mat for the little blue stem, but yeah, I probably won't use it on these right away, or at all, like I said. So let me fill my little thing and start seeding. Okay, that's 2 down, and I'm going to do 1 more of these and 1 more of these. I got to get these hollyhocks planted too, but I think I'm going to take them in the house with me tonight and get rid of some of this chaff and stuff and clean the seed up before I do that. I don't want to be doing that while I'm planting them. But at halftime here, I thought I would take a look at the lilac cuttings. So if you watch the videos on this, I took these cuttings about a month ago, and half of them I stabbed into dirt like I've seen on some YouTube videos. And like I've said before, I believe they are doing that in a different part of the country because you can't take cuttings while it's dormant and stab it into the ground around here. I guess you might be able to if you did it right now, because the ground is just starting to soften up, but for the most part the ground is still frozen, and the lilacs, as soon as the ground thaws out, they're coming out of dormancy already. But these are definitely ahead of the lilacs outside. Those probably, they're the first thing to green up in the spring, but they're definitely, I looked at them earlier this morning, and they are not breaking dormancy. These definitely are. So the hope is that they are growing roots down there, and they're not going to just put out a bunch of leaves and use up all the stored energy in the cutting. If they do that, they're just going to die if they don't grow any roots before they're done using up all that energy. So we'll see on this stuff. And once I stab these into the ground, I just put them in the... Oh, we got like 2 cars going on the road. Once I stabbed them into the ground, like I said, that was about a month ago. It's been down to, 12 degrees or so. And these were just in the dirt, so these froze solid, and they appear to be just fine. The ones under here are in a bag. I want to keep them out of the sun. They shouldn't have any sunlight. They're in damp peat moss, and what that does is when they break dormancy, it's dark, so they just grow roots. They don't tend to sprout. So we'll see how that goes. Sometimes they start to grow leaves, but they're white, and you want to get them out of there at about that time and put them into pots or put them right in the ground. I've never done this before with lilacs, but this is how. Judging by the speed of that vehicle that just went past. Here comes another one. You get a lot of people that drive by looking at the area, looking for land, looking for places to hunt, stuff like that. Call them looky-loos. But anyways, this is how I do the cuttings for the vineyard on the grapevines, and it works fantastic. If you leave them in the dark like this on heat, this is a heating pad, for about 2 weeks, you open up the bag and pull one out, and they'll have a real nice root system on. Then you just put them in, I generally put them in bag pots, and bada bing, bada boom, they start growing. I'll link to a video of doing that with grapevines. I'm not 100% sure it'll work with these, but I do think it will. Okay, so that's that. Let's just get back to this. I was surprised how many seeds I still have left over after doing the 2 flats. I think when I did this last time, I got like, maybe it was 3 rows in one of these, and that was it out of both batches of seeds. They came in 2 packets, and like I said, it was just a tiny bit of seed. But out of them plants, I probably had maybe 15 plants total. I didn't collect all the seed, and I got this much seed from it, so I'll never be out of seed for purple lovegrass again. And the reason for the title, by the way, is I've been thinking about getting these things planted for the last couple days, and I've had the song Jumping Jack Flash stuck in my head, and instead of Jumping Jack Flash, substitute that with purple lovegrass, and that's what I had running through my head for the last couple days, and I really needed it to stop. So, alright, let's get this one done. Okay, all of the purple lovegrass is planted. The heat mat is off. I'll let these get cold at night. It's only 40 degrees right now outside, but I'm guessing it's about 60 in here. It's toasty warm. You can see I got a coat. Not that you need it at 40 degrees. It's really not that bad if it's not windy. But I have a ton of seed left over, so I will be slowly sprinkling this along the roads here, the gravel roads, and this gravel road over here, and along our rock road at the very end of the lots down here. And we'll see what happens. It's a native grass, and it grows in just terrible conditions, and along gravel roads and stuff like that is a great place for it. So hopefully it'll naturalize, and it is gosh awful beautiful. Probably starting mid-August. Before that, it just looks like a fairly good looking grass, but once it starts blooming, it is just gorgeous looking, like purple mist. Then when the seeds start setting, the seeds themselves are like little red dots. So after the purple, you get this just tons of little red dots, and that looks really cool. And then the foliage itself turns purple late in the year. So it has a bunch of different looks, and all of them are pretty cool. So it's a really cool grass. And in just a couple seconds, I'm going to show you what it looks like out by the road, the stuff that's been sitting under a massive snowbank all year. It's not going to look pretty, but it will pretty up in a little while. All right, I'm going to dump this back in here and grab my coat, and I'll go show you that. Okay, so I have some over here, but that still has snow and gravel on it. This is it. A lot of them still have the tags. And like I said, I'm not sure if I should burn this. Most prairie grasses can be burned, but I don't want to take the chance. Perennials take at least 2 years before they're at their prime, and I'd hate to kill this stuff right in its prime. So I might just take snips and cut this off. You usually either want to burn it or cut it like that, trim it. And then there's a couple over there. I got a ton of room to fill in over here. They get about 18 inches, so what I have there will fill in pretty good. And then right here, I don't know if these are even going to make it. This had snow. If you look back at some of the videos, it had, you know, a good 6 feet of snow right here, but these never did well to start with, so who knows. But my plan is to get them planted all along the edge here, all the way down, and once I got that done, I can do the other side as well, and over on Battle over there. Yeah, every year from they put gravel on the road, and then the rains and stuff washes, and it fills the bottom of the ditch here with gravel. You can see all this gravel in here, and then pretty much every year the gravel washes away eventually, and whatever I plant in here comes right back. This stuff I usually just hack down and burn, which I will do again this year. So this is where it'll get planted eventually, and we're going to be doing a bunch of planting down there as well. So if you want to see all that stuff, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment section below. I generally answer as many as I can. And if you give the channel a thumbs up and or share it, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.